Order. And then I think we only have the one item on the agenda, Tom.
We do. We technically have the pledge.
Okay, well, we can do that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
And to the republic,
which stands one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty.
justice for all. Okay. Yeah, Tom, go ahead and you can take this.
Sure. So thank you for pulling together on short notice. It is a fairly important reason. One thing that has become abundantly clear during our reopening planning is the need for more staff time up front in the school year. There are a tremendous amount of requirements around training staff on protocols and that are outlined in the plan, as well as we know it's going to be a totally different scenario with some kids on site, some kids off site, some kids perhaps doing a little bit of both each week. So typically we only have convocation and one staff PD day up front. I'm advocating and asking that the board consider making some changes to the approved calendar that would allow us 4 staff days up front. Really just reutilizing current time. This would not add any new days. It's really just reallocating what we have. So traditionally, we have 181 student days. We really have 2 options. Option 2 became kind of clear this afternoon when the commissioner announced some changes, but I'll get to that in a second. Option 1 is what you've had in your possession, and it's been on board docs for quite some time since the meeting was posted. And really what that entails is moving the March PD day to August. So that would give us 3 days up front, and then reducing the student days from 181 to 180, which was required up until today. And that would give us a 4th day up front for teachers. What occurred today is the following. The commissioner, I think, to advocate for districts who may not have access to some flexible scheduling like we have, because we do have teacher PD days during the year that we're able to flex. And we also have more than 180 student days. The State Board of Ed today approved an option by which districts could go below 180 school days if they needed days at the start of the year for staff training. And that's really where option 2 comes in. And really the difference between option 1, which is moving the March PD day and going to 180 school days instead of 181, is the following. With the State Board of Ed's ruling today, what it would mean is we could recapture the March PD day and designate one of the days in August an additional PD day, thereby reducing student days to 179 rather than the 180, which is an option 1. And I know this sounds very convoluted, and I hope you're following what I'm saying. I can barely keep track of it myself. Option 1, 180 school days, but we lose the March PD day. Option 2 is 179 school days, but it would allow us the March PD day. And I can make a case, pros and cons, both ways. The advantage of option 1 is it does give us the full 180 instructional days. That's the major pro of that. The pro of option 2 is it allows us to maintain a PD day in March. And I can make a valid argument for either one. So it's really up to you now as far as discussion or questions for Craig Powers or myself.
And they both have 4 PD days in August.
Correct. We would still be bringing staff in August 25th through the 28th, which is a Tuesday through Friday, with kids returning on Monday the 31st in either scenario.
Gotcha.
And if you think about, we're required to, educate all staff about the plan, but it's one thing to say, here's the plan, everyone read it. It's another one to unpack it slowly in a hierarchical of needs from, safety facilities to then SEL to then the academics and the ways of assessing. And, after you unpack a part, then, how can the staff process that together, make it happen? It's just going to take some time to really get us back together.
What do you think? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I fully support whatever you do, but the more PD days you have, I think are beneficial to everyone, because I was involved with the teaching and learning committee this morning, and there's a lot of work to do and a lot of little things that keep coming up. And so I fully support either option, but I think option 2, giving us those extra PD days, is probably the way I would go.
I would agree.
This seems to make sense.
I agree
In here.
also.
Joy
Yeah.
agrees as well.
My question, either way, we have 4 PD days prior to the start of school, correct?
Yes, the only difference between the two options, option 1 gives us 180 student days, but no March PD. Option 2 is 179 student days, but we get March PD.
I would support going to the 179 days and reserving that March PD day, because if nothing else, I think it would be wonderful for the staff to be able to come back in March and do a collective sigh of relief on a job well done, and then maybe do a little bit of planning in a normal way. I think they deserve that. And I don't think one day less for kids is going to make a bit of difference.
Yeah, it makes sense to have a time where everyone can kind of sit back and just, regroup for a day. And
I agree with
Are you ready to entertain a motion, Mr. Chair?
sure.
I'd like to move that we support option 2 for the calendar, which requires 179 student days and a March PD day.
Okay, Marcia made a motion, Deb seconds. Any discussion? Go ahead, Greg.
You're on mute, Greg. You just have to unmute yourself. No, yours. Let me try this.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. We're good.
I didn't hear the discussion. I know that I saw your emails, 179, 177 student days. So I don't know what the board's thinking is.
I can recap briefly, Mr. Chair, if you would want me to.
Please.
Yeah, so what we arrived at, Greg, here was a realization that we need more staff time in August than just the traditional convocation and 1 PD day. So there's really 2 options on the table. Option 1 would be both scenarios have 4 PD days up front. So let's square that away. Both of them are compliant with state laws. Recently, some changes this afternoon. Option 1 is 180 student days, no March PD day for staff. So 180, no March PD. Option 2 is 179 student days, which is now allowed per the State Board of Ed this afternoon, but we recapture the March PD day.
Right, and that's more important to me than a student day. So, yeah, I'm in favor of the motion. Thank you.
Is there any more discussion at all? I don't see any hands or anything like that. So we'll take it to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstain. Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye.